Hi guys, it's Mary. Welcome back. Today we're going to do a get ready with me using this palette that I was sent by Alter Ego, which is a relatively new company that makes really beautiful palettes that are inexpensive that might just so happen to be a dupe of other palettes that aren't. Does this look familiar to anyone? Or Natasha Denona's gold palette, which I do not have. And I had to go out and research the palette to see whether or not other people thought it was a dupe, because I'm not paying $130 for a palette. I'm not gonna do it. So yeah, this is the one they sent me. They do have a dupe for the Sultry palette for $16. I think as long as the packaging isn't the same, the names aren't the same, they're not in the same order, then we're good doing this. So yeah, and we're going to do a lot of chit-chatting and use this palette. I want to wear the scarf today. And it's real pretty, but I feel like it's getting abused because of my hair, along with a lot of my jewelry. But it does have these beautiful turquoises and blues in it that I'm going to take this scarf and I'm going to wear it today, but I'm going to try to make it so that the blues are sticking out more. I'll be pulling it up and around like so that more of the blue is showing and tucking in more of these golds so that it goes with my hair better. And I think that's perfect to do the look that we're going to do today. Naturally, we're going to be leaning into the colors of this scarf. I recorded a video the other day that is huge. It's so huge, guys. Forgive me. I don't know how low I can get this video down to, because I decided I needed to review for you everything that I've been sent in PR, right? As in, I just took it out of the box and let's go for it. Let's do a get ready with me using this stuff, and I'll review it live for you and see, is it worth pursuing or not? Because I won't quit talking and running my mouth, and I'm talking about the products, it's a long video, I'm telling you. In that video, though, I talked about what I'm doing right here. So, gosh, I hope I'm able to get that down. I will try to be more conscious of what I'm doing in the future so that I don't bombard you with videos that are super long like that. I decided to try to incorporate that here today so that you could see what I'm talking about. I don't know if you'll see that video first or second. This is brown. I thought this was the black one. That's okay. It's still really dark, so should accomplish what we want. Just coming, you know, all over part of my lid with dark. In the last video, I was explaining while testing the Sigma different shades of eye primer that you could use dark and light primers together to switch up how an eyeshadow would look. It would appear lighter where the lighter base was and darker where the darker base was. And while this did achieve the look I was going for, it would have been better had I used the black pencil instead of the brown. Let's put some out here on the edge too, because I can't resist looking like a raccoon. Yay, let's go for it. Who doesn't want to look like this? In the video where I was doing the get ready with me and I was talking to you guys about going in this guy's house, our whole family and stuff, and I asked you guys to tell me your stories, and you did, and I loved it so much. And a lot of you have done the same thing I did with the car, you know, when you go out to the parking lot and you are desperately trying to get in the car that isn't yours. So pleased to know I'm not the only one who's done that several times. Of course, some of you had some things that were pretty scary too. That's not good. And I am thankful that those of you who had scary things happen are okay and nothing worse happened. So many bad things can happen and you don't think about them. If you think about it, God never promised you a tomorrow. So anything could happen at any given time, any day of the week. And I think sometimes we get so caught up in our lives that we forget that things that we didn't plan can happen. Julie's Beautiful Life, her comment, and she has a channel, by the way. She said something that reminded me of this thing at the hospital that were really scary, right? So you guys ever throw your dish rags up on your shoulder like that when you clean in the kitchen? My sister brought that to my attention, that when she was younger, she would watch me do the dishes with that on there, and she always thought that was cool, so she does it too. I never knew that. One time I was working at this hospital, and it had a dark room. All right, I want you to really quick watch what happens here. I'm using this same shadow, the same amount of shadow, and I'm just coming over my lid. And watch what happens as I do that. I don't know if the lighting is good enough for you to tell or not, but where I laid the white is lighter, just like it was on my eye, and where I laid the dark is darker. Same shade, light and dark, because of what's under it. Anywho, so at this particular place, there was a dark room that all of the x-ray rooms had a light box that fed into the dark room, which is actually kind of cool for the darkroom tech, because the darkroom tech then, you know, they hear which box got films put into it, and they can just go over there and get those, and they put the clean ones back in. And so there's always films ready in the room for the x-ray tech when they go in there. The point of me telling you all of that is to let you kind of imagine in your mind how big this darkroom must be then. If all these rooms feed into it, it's a pretty big darkroom. It's so big that if you're the night crew and you are developing your films, you go in, you have to set the films down, go back, shut the door. A lot of times at night, you see things coming into the ER and into the x-ray department that are not things you might see during the day. And sometimes there are criminals that come in from the jail. You know, of course, they're escorted by police, but, you know, all of those people in the jail who somehow fell out of their bed. An ER person's going to know what that means. Everybody from the jail fell out of bed. Doesn't matter what happened. Have a spoon up your bum, you fell out of bed. Going back in with the first color. In any case, what happened was a gentleman came over to have an x-ray on the table who was less than savory. He wasn't accompanied by police because he didn't come from the jail, though I think he was in the ER with the possibility of going to jail. I did his x-ray, he's laying on the table, and now I have to go and develop the films by myself in the huge dark room. And I tell him, stay right here, I'll be right back. And I grabbed the films, walked out of the room, went to the dark room, it's like 6 steps from the door, walked like 6 steps, laid the films down on the countertop. I turned around, walked to the door, shut it, turned back around to walk toward the countertop again, and I saw a shadow, a man's shadow in the darkroom red light. My brain just like froze and tingled. And that's what it was about. Now I'm coming in here. That's what it was about Julie's comment that made me think of this. Is I know what that feels like. I'm sure a lot of you do, when something really frightening happens and then you just stop dead in your tracks and your brain is tingling and you don't know what to do, but from somewhere you summon this bravery and inner strength, and it just takes over, and then afterwards your legs are like all wobbly and you feel like you're going to pass out and die. This is what happened to me and reminded me of it. So I don't know like where this strength or whatever came from, but I'm sure that it was because of this that he backed down. I think he was not expecting me. I don't know why he was doing that. I mean, what did he think he was really going to accomplish, right? I mean, I guess he could have raped me, killed me, or whatever, and then ran out of the hospital. I don't know. what his end game was, how he thought he was going to get away. I mean, if you're over in the x-ray department for a while, the ER staff does eventually wonder what's going on. Except this one night when I was locked in a closet for I don't even know how many hours. But that's a different story. I just got very, very, brave for just a little bit. Stood up very straight and very tall, very brave, and in a commanding voice, I said, "Did I say get up off the table and follow in this room?" "No, I don't think I did." And I opened up the darkroom door. And I go, "Now get back on the table. I will be with you in just a minute." And he actually left and went back in the room and went back to the table. And I shut that door afterwards and locked it and started crying. But I stood in there and my legs shook underneath me. I did not think I was going to be able to walk. I practically collapsed in the darkroom and I just started bawling. I was so scared. I was so scared. I thought he could have a knife in his pocket or something. He could have slit my throat. He could have broke my neck. He could have beat me up. He could have raped me in here. Who's going to open a darkroom door? Nobody opens the darkroom door. Something would have had to have gone on for a pretty long time before they'd have opened a darkroom door. Because if the film bin is open and you open the darkroom door, you can expose thousands of dollars worth of film. Obviously, this was back in a time when they actually used film all the time. As I understand it now, because I retired just as this was coming into effect, I guess now the machines themselves send computer digital images to the radiologist's office or the ER or whatever, and very rarely do they need to actually take a hard copy film, or this is what I've been told anyway. Hey, I'm sure they still have a darkroom and they do still run films, but not quite like back when I was in it. Have you guys ever been in a situation like that? I'd like to tell you that was the last time something like that happened. It doesn't tend to happen on shifts when you aren't alone. First of all, I think it's because, there's safety in numbers, but the weird stuff usually happens in the middle of the night or in the evening anyway, or full moon. Most people are doing other things during the day, When I talk about the weird stuff like that, there's weird perverted kind of stuff, but there's weird stupid kind of stuff too. Like I've been out all night consuming far too many liquids. And I got to go to work tomorrow, but guess what? I don't want to because I know I'm going to be not feeling very good in the morning, and I think I'll just slam my hand in a car door. That'll hurt my hand enough that I can't go to work and I'll get an excuse from the ER. Things like that usually happen at night. So another time they brought this guy over, same diff, right? I play really brave. But then after the situation is over, my legs are like, oh. They bring this guy over one time. I don't know where he came from, but he had no clothes on. I don't know if he threw away his gown or what the situation was, but he's out in my hall waiting on an x-ray. He has no clothes. Not a stitch, not a blanket, not a sheet. I don't know where the sheet went. I know he had a sheet at some point, but I know he had a gown at some point. But anyway, he's out there and I bring him into the room. He's highly agitated, calling me the B word, the C word, and letting me know if you hurt me in any way, because of the knee, I'm x-raying his knee. I just want to say right here, from working trauma for years, if you actually need an x-ray because your knee, elbow, or whatever is hurting, it's going to hurt. The positions that you will need to be put in for the x-ray will hurt. You hurt me in any way, I will slit your throat. Sometimes you get kind of immune to this stuff because people say stuff all the time, and I wasn't having a good day to begin with. I wanted to go home. My back was hurting, and it was like, whatever. So this guy says this to me, and I get smart with him. So I looked at him and I said, you know what? If you need this x-ray, pal, it's going to hurt. So do your worst. Even dead would be better than how I feel right now. And then, of course, it took his x-ray and hurt him. So he's screaming and carrying on. And I got done. I take the films. Usually the people who are actually dangerous are accompanied by police or handcuffed or something. So, I'm thinking the guy's just having a bad day and running off at the mouth. He's not actually dangerous. But anyway, so I go in the darkroom and develop the films. And when I come out, I go in the room and he's gone. He's like not in there. And I thought, oh my gosh, where the heck is he? Maybe he like took off to get something to slit my throat with. I pretty much told him to. I reach around the corner, I grab the phone, I hit 0 for the operator, and I'm like watching, looking all around for this guy coming out of nowhere, and I say, send security to X-ray. I got a missing person. They dispatched security over there, and they sent the police over because the police had gone to the ER by this time. And they sent the police and security's over there. They're looking for this guy. And they found him in like 2 rooms over. He was hiding inside of a cabinet. They took him out. And he was screaming and kicking the whole way. They took him out. I don't know what they did with him after that, but the whole time that they were taking him over there, he's kicking and screaming, and he's threatening me. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. And when I left that day, I was looking around me in the parking lot. Like, oh my gosh, he's going to come out of nowhere and try and kill me now. I learned my lesson. I didn't mouth off to people, no matter what they said to me after that. Let's get some lips on here. Obviously, now I want to hear your stories of things that made your knees buckle and get so scared. Did you see what I did? What in the world am I doing? It's that Jaclyn Hill lipstick, right? No, it ain't. This was such a pretty component. She gave a refund for the lipstick, but I took the lipstick out. I switched cases. I took MAC Velvet Teddy and put it in here. For those of you concerned, because now it's going around that yeast and mold were growing in the cases themselves, I've taken Velvet Teddy out, sterilized it, and put it back in the original case. I won't be back to macking it anytime soon. I don't know. I think I said this already in a video, so I hate repeating myself, but I have tried at this point the Benefit Gimme Brow, and I took it back. It was okay. I didn't make near the mess with it that I made. Oh darn, see there I did it. That's the problem with me in these, is I keep hitting my skin and not just these hairs. Okay, so the Benefit though was not the right color, but I liked it a lot better as far as mess and actually doing what it was supposed to do. This one I really like because it seems to be a good color. And like the Benefit, its wand is a little bigger, but unlike the Ulta, it does not pull off too much. Now if I can just stay in the hair and not hit my skin. I think I'm going to change how I do my favorites from now on. I don't think that I'm just going to do favorites in my favorites. I think I'm going to include things I don't like as well. So I'm probably going to call it something else. Maybe, I don't know, favorites and crap. No, I don't think anybody wants me to say that, but this is, I don't know why I can kind of see what I'm doing here. It's not a magnifying mirror at all, but I kind of like these two in conjunction with each other. What do you think? Anyway, so I was thinking that maybe I would call it, I don't know what to call it. I don't want to steal anybody else's, like flops and favorites or fails, and I don't know. What do you guys think that we should call my favorites going forward if I'm going to do more than just talk about things I like? I want to talk about some things that I didn't think were very good. And that is likely to happen more. I like this powder. I'll have to use this brush with the Benefit powder and see if I like it better, because I'm not that in love with the Benefit powder. And I don't know why, because I love all things Benefit. So I don't know if it's because this brush is making a difference with the powder, or if, you know, whatever. Okay, this is actually an eye primer, not the Benefit Highbrow. Oh well, we're going to try to make it work now. It's very easy to grab your eye primer instead of your brightening stick, Sigma. You need to make them somehow visually so that people know the difference. Although I have to say, this isn't doing such a bad job. All right, I'm going to do my hair. I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back, and this is the finished look with the scarf. I just twirled it around until I could come up with more blue to go with my hair. And I think as long as it's mixed with the gold, I'm fine with it. Then I picked up a pair of earrings that kind of boho-ish. I hope you guys always know that you are the best part of the Fritzy family to me. You're in my heart. I love you. Just come here. Let me get you. I'll give you a big old massive hug. If you guys aren't having a blessed day, please go out and be a blessing to somebody else. And until next time, love you. See ya. Bye. And I'm out.
Hi guys, it's Mary. Welcome back. Today I don't remember what we're doing. I went and did my hair and then I forgot. And chat, cause where's the hole? Like the colors of the wind. I don't know how that goes. Remember the whole Pocahontas movie? You think the only people that are people who act a lot like you. Here's my agent calling me. They want me to sing that song live. Disney would like to have me in their movies. Excuse you. I tell you, my neighbors are rude. They need to get their car taken care of, I think. Oh. Cody's in my throat. No, Cody, not Cody. Cody. Somewhere up there are my floating thoughts that I forgot where I was, so I'm just looking for them. I just got very thirsty. Yeah, I'm facing down death and I'm just very thirsty. Legs are like, after it's over, your legs are like, and you're like, way to go. This is not a brightener. This is an eye primer. Man down. I've got two mints in one. I got 2 cats on the floor now. I didn't fart. That was my elbow on the desk. See? Come on, do it again. People are going to think you're lying. See? Let's do the desk scoot and shuffle. Desk scoot and shuffle. You know, instead of poot scoot and boogie. Desk scoot and shuffle. Oh, Mary.